Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest trapping video. In today's video, we'll be going over some mixed rallies. More specifically, we'll be going over mixed rallies while taking them in range formation. We'll show you what to do, what not to do. We'll go over some battle replays so you can kind of more understand what is going on in a battle. That way you can understand what I'm talking about. We'll be telling you what you need to do before that rally and what to avoid when you're actually taking these. Again, this is just range formation today. We're not going to go over infantry or cav, but a lot of people have been taking them in range formation and they're not quite understanding what's going on, why you should be taking in range formation and all that. So we'll go over some rally reports right now and I'll kind of show you the difference. So the first thing you need to make sure is you do not have your wall up if you're going to be taking a mixed rally in range formation, and we'll go through a couple of rallies here and show you the reason for that. So first off, we'll go through a mixed rally I took that was with my wall down. So I had no wall up, and this is gonna be a range rally, or not a range rally, a mixed rally I took in range formation without my wall up. This is from Wrath of Rye, or whatever his name is. Again, a decent account. Make my head a little smaller so you can see. Yeah, you can see he does have tempered 12 for all his stuff on his mix set. He has a bunch of castle stars, artifact stars, all that stuff. He's got 129 blessed, 180 castle stars, so a really good account. So pretty top tier account. You can see I took, what is it, 1.1 mil from this rally. Again, the damage is something we should be looking at, but it's not the main focus on today's rally. It's more why you're taking less damage and why you're actually doing better with your wall down versus your wall up. And I'll show you a wall up for one after this, but you can see I do not have my wall up. So let's go over the battle formation. So you're gonna be looking at this battle replay and you're gonna notice a couple things. First up, my wall is not up right here. It's just gonna get knocked down. No one has moved yet. You can see both formations are running towards each other at right. I'm just gonna pause it quickly. So you see both were running towards each other. They kind of met in the middle. My troops will actually start attacking before his troops because they have to run and hit my range troops, where my infantry and cav only have to run up to where their infantry troops are because they are in infantry formation. Keep in mind, this is for infantry formation. A lot of people send 424 in infantry formation. You'll notice that. So you will see as we keep going here that my troops will start hitting it. So you can see where his down here, where his actual troop numbers are. These are my troop numbers. Keep in mind, I have not got hit yet. He's still getting hit, and we'll keep going here. So you can see right here, I have knocked him down to 2.1. He still has not hit me, 1.9, and that is basically when he first hit me, was when I knocked him down to 1.9. And you can see I have taken out pretty much all of his infantry troops at this point. I think he has like one squad left or something like that, but now I'm gonna be taking out his cav. Keep in mind, I'm gonna pause here as well, so you can see where my troops are. They are pretty much in front of my wall. My infantry troops are right here and right here. So let's keep going. They're right here, you can see them attacking. They're going to be further up towards their range, so that means they're gonna have less travel time to get to the range as well. I will take out the range troops, and now since I have all this extra time, I can actually run all the way through their siege and take out their siege. So that is how you're going to cap their leader. You're going to take less damage first off because you're going to take out their troops quicker. You're going to take less damage because by the time they start attacking your front line, they have lost a bunch of troops, and then they're basically going to have less chance of walking back because your troops are further up in the battlefield and you're going to be taking it out. So now we're going to go look at the opposite, when my wall was actually up, and this was against LT pose. Yeah, here. So you can see my wall was actually up. So there is a wall. It doesn't look like there's much of a wall. There's 142 HP. Why would that make a difference? Let's go check that what's called replay. And you can also see I took a lot more damage, but again, it's not apples to apples because they're both really good accounts, keep in mind, but there's obviously gonna be difference. I think LT Pose has a little bit more blessed, he has a little more levels, a little bit more stars, so I think his stats are a little bit higher than Wrath. I think he had a little bit more tier 5 in the battle as well, so again, it's not apples to apples, but the main thing I want you to focus on is what happens during the battle. That will make a huge difference in the battle outcome, not exactly just the total damage, because again, they're two different people with two different setups. with 2 different stats hitting me. So again, I mean, it is more than double the damage though, so keep that in mind too. But again, you probably shouldn't be doing that. But anyways, let's pause here. So before we get into it, you'll notice my wall is up during this battle, and you watch the troops from each side when they start running towards each other. So here, see how they're running, and my troops are just sitting here. Now my wall's down, but my troops are still back here. So by the time they start running up, they're almost hitting my range. So you'll see that I start dropping here. See, I'm already down like 2 million troops or something, not 2 million troops, but a bunch of troops. It's at 2.1, I'm at 33 mil now. So I'm down to 73% morale, and they're up at 92, just based on the amount of troops. And the last one you noticed, it was kind of the opposite. They haven't even hit me at this point. You can see they didn't hit me till they got to about 1.9, and now I've dropped like 30% morale, which is it's not a real thing. Keep in mind. It's just an indicator of how many more troops I've lost than them. But you can see the difference right at this point, because my troops started further back and they weren't running up at the start. Their troops actually got the first attack off. Now my troops are further back in the battlefield as well, and that will make a bigger impact in the later on, and obviously in the beginning too. So I'm taking more damage, I'm doing less damage, my troops are further back, they're gonna have more time to run up. So let's keep watching here and you'll see that here. So again, they're 1.9, I've pretty much lost way more troops at this point than almost the previous whole battle, and they still have infantry troops still up here. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. How many squads? Yeah, you can see it's taking a lot longer to actually take them out. And then eventually, I will take these out and eventually run to the range. I do have further to run. My infantry was further back, so it's gonna take a little bit longer to take out their range. And then I gotta run to their siege at this point. So again, this is in mixed rallies, it is a kind of thing of inches and seconds. You can see I did not get to their siege. My siege basically timed out before that happened. They walked back, I end up burning. That's kind of what happened. Again, so the difference there, we'll go look at another battle report as well. Let's see, here's another one that I took. This was from Hellboy. Again, Hellboy is a pretty good account as well, all 10 for 12s. A little bit less levels again, a little bit less stars, a little bit more artifact stars. No, artifact stars. Anyways, again, they're both kind of max accounts, maybe just a little bit weaker. He did 1.5. Did he send? What did he send? He sent like mix, so it's sort of a 424, but it's almost a straight up mix rally there. But again, that's not what we're gonna look at. So same thing, infantry Phal, range Phal. My wall was down on this one. We'll watch the battle replay again, same thing, and you get to see the difference here. So same thing here. My wall will drop down. Both troops will start moving at the same time here as well. You can see they're running up here, going to attack them. They're going to start hitting their infantry before anything happens. You can see his morale is dropping here. Mine is still pretty much full at this point. He's down to 2 mil. I'm still at pretty much max, and now he starts hitting me around the 1.8 mil amount of troops. So you can see the difference. I've already taken out like 500k of his troops before they even come. And keep in mind, those are all infantry, 500k infantry troops I'm taking out since it is infantry frontline. So the amount of damage his full counter is doing to my frontline, or my frontline range, is a lot less. And again, the range is not going to be doing a bunch because it's not full counter. Actually, I guess he sent more range, so they would be doing more damage than the previous one. But yeah, I am taking their infantry out faster. I'm able to get to their siege, have a bunch of attacks on the siege, able to cap it, and boom, now that I've capped him, I've taken less damage. And again, we'll go look at, I don't think I have another report on this account. I have to go look at my other account and see if that is, but we'll watch the LT pose one more time so you can see the difference, since you've seen 2 of the other ones. So same thing. So again, they have to run up. Siege knocks my wall down. Thankfully, the siege knocked it down in one hit, because these troops would be even further up if I had a bigger wall, keep in mind. So if you have a bigger wall and a stronger wall, it's actually gonna be worse for you, because their infantry troops are gonna be literally in front of your range, and you're gonna be taking so much more damage before your cav and everything run up to hit them. So keep in mind, the bigger your wall is, the worse this will be. Because if their siege can't take out your wall in one hit, their infantry troops will be hitting their wall. Their wall is going to start, their troops are going to literally start in front of your range troops. It's kind of like, You know the situation when someone attacks you and they don't send fodder with their range and your infantry troops run out to their range? That's exactly what happens here in a mixed rally with your wall up with what's called, same thing actually, the same thing will happen actually, let's say you're getting hit by an infantry blast and your wall is up and basically you're in like range wedge or something like that. Their infantry will be right in front of your range when the battle starts, so it's way worse than if your wall is down. So it's kind of the same thought process as like a range wedge attack or a infantry blast attack. You want their infantry to start as further away as possible, so your troops can run up and start attacking their infantry before they make it to your range. That's kind of the thinking behind this. Keep in mind, infantry formation is not as bad when your wall is up. So if you're taking mixed rallies and infantry formation, it's actually okay to have your wall up because your infantry's in the front anyways, and you're basically gonna run into their infantry and it's okay. But for range formation, you really want your wall down. So if you're ever taking rallies in range formation or mixed rallies in range formation, make sure you, or if you're planning to, make sure you get one of your guildmates to knock your wall down. You'll take way less damage. You'll cap them way more often as well. You get more attacks off total as well. Keep in mind, I don't have a big wall, so you don't get to see the lack of attacks as much. Well, sort of, because my troops aren't running up the whole time. They're not running up and not getting there. You're going to lose out on an amount of attacks. Because keep in mind, a battle, one of these battles, only lasts a certain amount of time. It's a set time. It doesn't matter how much damage each people do. It really matters how long that battle timer is. And if you run out of battle timer, basically the battle just ends and you don't cap them, all that stuff. You end up burning and all that. So I don't think there's any more here. Was this a mixed rally? Actually, this might be one more. Yeah, this one had a bunch of tier 5. I took 1.7 in this one. This is from Algia. Yeah, so another really good account. So we'll watch this one too, just to prove the point even more here on what's going on. So you'll get to see it one last time. If you guys want to see more of these kind of things, I can show you, but keep in mind, most of the attacks people send is 424, so it's hard to find another one. If I get enough attacks, let's say 442 and stuff like that, I can do another one of these videos and do the opposite. Keep in mind, for 442, you probably don't want to be in range formation. You probably want to be in infantry for that one. So that's the one you want to be in infantry for. But yeah, you can see the same thing. Basically, you're taking them out just much quicker. Your infantry is up here. They're going to get to their range much quicker as well. Once these cab troops die, they're going to run up here. Instead of being back here, they're up here. It's just that distance. Since infantry is so slow, that little distance makes a big difference, because if you're that distance away from their siege and the battle ends, you're not capping them, sort of thing. But since you're that much further, you basically you're gonna hit their siege instead of not hitting their siege. So there you go. You can see I was able to cap them. Took a little bit more damage than that one. I think it was just more tier 5 in the battle, sort of thing. But it's nowhere near the 2.5 I took, sort of thing. So keep that in mind. And also I was able to cap it as well. Any more of these? I lost against this one. This was down. Yeah, this was a 442, and I took it infantry. But anyway, so I think my comp was smaller at that point, so that's irrelevant. You can't really again, that I was running a much smaller comp at that point. I had a lot less tier, a lot less infantry. I had very little infantry at that point. So anyways, I'll go over those ones later probably, because I got hit by that rough like 55 times. So that'll be totally different. Again, if you have any more questions about mixed rallies and stuff, let me know in the comments down below. This was basically just going over the range formation itself against mixed rallies, because it is the most dependent pretty much on if your wall is up or down. Again, infantry is not as important. It is important because you want your cav to run up and do damage before your infantry gets hit as well, but it's not quite as important as the range one, where the range one is very important, especially against infantry Phal, because that can be pretty bad if you take a mixed rally if they're an infantry Phal and you're in range Phal and your wall is up, it gets pretty bad compared to obviously the opposite. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you learned a little bit here as well. I will have some more videos coming out. Again, I haven't even posted these clips yet. I will actually have the clips of me capping these pretty soon, so keep an eye out for those. I have a ton of max accounts that hit me on both my accounts, actually. I still have to post those. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.